Really love that nigga, man.
I know, right? That was a heartwarming tale.
That's like that's definitely him extending the olive branch. For sure. No questions asked.
So how about Swamp Stories getting exposed?
Whoa, for
I
exposed
gotta
fool?
see the video.
So basically,
Adam be having all the info, man.
there's a YouTuber, and I don't know 100% if this is true. So if this is not true, then by no means am I saying 100% that it is true. But there's a rapper. Anyone who knows anything knows that Swamp Stories is a very, very popular YouTube channel that
Welcome
basically
back to Swamp Stories.
tells hood stories, right? About all kinds of, street shit about this gang, beef with this gang. And 40 years ago, some guy got killed over a starter jacket.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile,
we-
which brings us to today. Welcome to Crip Mac. It's like,
Can we-
he threads all these things together and has a pretty big YouTube.
Now,
about
roll
it.
the intro.
Can we be completely honest though before we move on?
I like Swamp Stories.
I love his videos. I watch them all the time.
Me too.
But sometimes the cohesiveness is kind of
That's what I'm saying.
hard to.
That's my biggest
But
criticism.
now
Yeah.
there's like baby Swamp Stories now.
yeah.
Oh, 1000%.
But-
you ever seen the Warren Cali?
I actually watch those.
I
Yeah,
think his biggest innovation in terms of hood, storytelling
Hood media?
is basically like making it so that the stories don't really have to make that much sense, where you can just take all these totally isolated incidents and then just tell those stories, thread a little bit in between it of being like, well, then 20 years later in the same neighborhood, this happened, and it works. You gotta give it to him.
You know what Blasey made me realize that he
That you're
uses.
gay.
that-
Blasey has that effect on a lot of people.
No, he made me realize that the nigga uses random stock images for like shit, like in the middle. Like they'll be like,
Yeah.
he'll be like,
One time he used clickbait though, because it was like I forgot what it was about. Some people in New
probably
York.
not one time, probably a lot of
No,
times.
but he had China Mac in the
Yeah.
in the thumbnail,
And you?
and that's what made me click on it.
That's how I felt when he used Crip Mac in the thumbnail. It's like Crip Mac was super popping at the moment, and he tells all these stories about 55th Street, and then at the end he talks about Crip Mac for like
30
90 seconds.
seconds.
But this
Yeah,
one,
that's
China Mac wasn't in the video at all.
He talked about you one time.
Oh yeah, a gang of times.
A gang of times?
He actually just hit me up today.
That's fire.
Anyway, let's get into our story
Sorry.
about him. Is that basically apparently on his Instagram account, a post was posted and then quickly deleted. And this post was a flyer for an underground rap show. And this person who made the video, and the video is called the channel is called Omerta TV, and then it's called
I heard that before.
It's called Swamps. They only have 1.7K subscribers, so that means you're very, very tapped in. But this video is called Swamp Stories Exposed, Double Life as a Rapper, and it turns out that the rapper is a rapper that they're saying that he is a rapper who I have actually observed. I at least checked him out at one time in the past. His name is Cemetery. Do you know
And that's
about
who
him?
Swamp's Stories is?
This is what's being alleged. Cemetery is an underground rapper. I would compare him honestly to Suicide Boys and Bones.
What?
White kid, or maybe Mexican, I don't know, but like light skinned kid,
Yeah.
for sure. And the his name is Sematary, and it's I guess that without the double Y.
I think I
That's
know-
his main rap name. And I found out about him because I saw he had a Masked Gorilla interview, and so I thought to myself, who the fuck is this kid? I watched like 5 minutes of the interview, and then I just clicked over, watched a music video or two of him,
I think I remember this.
was like whatever, and then kept my life moving.
So he's not Filipino.
I don't know, but they're saying that this dude is Swamp Stories, which, if true, and they played a clip of him talking in which I guess his voice kind of did sound like the Swamp Stories guy.
That's a very distinctive voice.
And
bro.
because if you really think about it, if you were making videos like what Swamp Stories does, you'd want to do a fake version of your voice. You'd want to exaggerate it so that people that you know in your day-to-day life wouldn't be able to necessarily...
Roll the clip.
Exactly. Like it feels like that's kind of like an exaggerated voice. But if this is true and you're actually like an underground fucking whatever, like dark rapper.
Yeah.
And then by day you're earning a living reporting on the hood. I mean, this is the
That's
funny
kinda crazy.
This is the funniest fucking narrative I've ever heard in my entire life. Now I don't know if it's true,
like
but
Batman.
I love it.
It's like Batman.
It is like Batman.
yeah, it's like
Except instead of a rich billionaire, it says fucking SoundCloud rapper.
no, but that would be so insane because it would just be two completely different worlds that really don't overlap
Right.
at all.
And it's like, if you like, I feel like if this is true, it's going to get proven somehow. Now, the question is, if you're Cemetery and you want to continue to be this sort of like underground rapper or whatever, is your safety now in danger? Are you going to have to move around in a very, very different way?
Yep.
If people know that you are Swamp Stories?
Yep.
Do we really like? Are people really after him? Because
No, I don't think people are after him, but when you speak on things that are actively going on,
yeah.
people will.
But
take
it's all.
offense to
But
that.
you got to think about it. How is he getting this information?
No, it's out there.
But I
It's
think
because it's out
he's
there.
saying a lot of things that people don't appreciate being said. Because there's a lot of stuff that we could, like, we talk about fucking gang politics and shit all the time on here, but we talk about things that are clearly in the public domain. I think people get pissed off about Swamp Stories because,
Like
A,
rumors?
he'll be talking about some dude that fucking got killed in the 90s that, 40 people on Earth remember who this dude is, but all of a sudden he's telling this fucking story that is like bringing it up so that the family's probably seeing it, his friends are seeing it, and maybe sometimes he doesn't get the details all completely right. So all of a sudden the guy who was actually there is pissed off. I mean, to me, bare minimum, this guy should have a shooter with him at all times, probably after this.
Sometimes he clown cities too.
Oh yeah, and that's
Oh,
the
God.
funniest part is that he be cutting out
He be
from
on
like
San
San Diego.
He be on San Diego's
San
ass.
Diego's murder rate ain't shit. Like they're like talking about like they're so pussy. That shit right there. Oh man,
Yeah.
Mitchie Slick is coming to the SoundCloud
Yeah,
show.
no, facts.
He's pressing your lines, cemetery. Now again, I don't know if this is true.
That would just be so random if it like.
This is making
I
me
think-
check my DMs right now to see if he's responding to me in real time.
I think that they're just trying to just find.
No response yet.
They're just trying to find who he is, bro. They don't like.
What if it is this dude?
We're gonna keep getting theories like of who it could be. For
Keep
like,
keep making your videos. I like them.
Yeah, but now his life is way different because you are mixed up in the politics way more than the average person.
you know what I thought about too? Like, gangbanging clout is at like an all-time high right now.
Oh, it's crazy.
Where like, it's probably niggas hitting them up like, "Yo, do a video about my hood."
For sure.
Which is shit that you would never have heard like 5 years ago.
For
even?
sure.
You kill someone, you feel like you're not getting enough credit for it. So you hit up Swamp Stories. You're like, yo, I got a stack for you. Make a video
That is fucking
alleging that I
insane.
killed this dude. Now, I'm hoping that the cops don't watch this video and think that you have a point. But could you please, because I want the streets to think that I caught this body.
People on YouTube are doing a better job finding shit out than the police.
swear.
That's
to
what
God.
Mo the lawyer told us. Flacco cheered. He was so happy when he told him Flacco that YouTubers help the cops solve murders.
Flacco cheered.
He cheered. He's
nah,
like, yeah, home
He's
team.
like, we got to get these dusty Negro mites off the streets.
That wasn't the exact thing he
I-
said.
I
but
see-
it was roughly that. yeah.
I'm seeing time and time now that Flacco is starting to get soft on street shit
Soft
now.
on crime.
No, like he's starting to I like certain people. I
he's
see
starting
it
to
now.
understand?
He's
Right.
starting to understand a lot more though.
That it's okay for some people to kill people
No, not even just to kill
Not
him,
even
but
as long
that,
as their
yeah.
music's good or
I
they're kind of cool.
I think before he came to California, he just thought everybody that did crimes were just like these savages. They didn't have no
A
personalities.
lot of people,
They
a
weren't
lot of
good
people,
people.
Are really born into the
Yeah.
circumstances.
And
bro.
he's meeting people now. And he's like, oh, he's a cool guy. I don't believe that he's with this.
I
Oh,
think-
he's a cool guy. I don't believe this. And I see it now. Like,
Think about it. Flacco's from Liberia, and then he moves to North Dakota, the pussiest place on earth. He tries to like.
he's now you sound like
yeah,
Swamp
yeah,
Stories.
He
yeah.
wants-
The North Dakota
no,
goons
the
are gonna
North
come
Dakota
find you.
Crips are going to
he
knock your block off.
wants to reconnect with some kind of like sense of danger. He left that behind when he left Liberia, which again is the home of General Butt
There's
Naked.
probably more.